Good morning again. Before we get started on the meeting, I just wanted to again thank all of you. Some of you have been in here since we started at 9, so thank you for staying and listening to everything. As you know, we went through line by line on all the changes, and I've made sure that Chairman Carpenter knows how to work this machine, so that we make sure the mics are on and off when they need to be on and off. So with that being said, I'm going to go over House Bill 974 and turn it over to Chairman Carpenter.
You know how the old saying goes, it only takes one time to learn a lesson. Tough crowd this morning. Let's go. I know it's Monday, but that was a joke. All right, I'm going to put you live on the podium there, Captain.
Yes, sir. Is it on? Is it on? All right, I'll never live it down. Well, thank you all. It's my honor to present House Bill 974, the fiscal year 2027 budget, which begins July the 1st. The budget before you today is set by a modest revenue estimate of $38.5 billion. This estimate is a $738 million or 2% increase over the fiscal year 2026 original budget. As previously said, I won't go over every line, but I am going to share what I think are some highly important highlights. Let's start in the biggest area of our state spending in our budget. Education. This budget includes several new educational investments, particularly in the early grades. This budget fully funds the QBE program, almost $15 billion in state funds. That's just a hair under 40% of our state total funds in the budget. Some of our more targeted items include $41.1 million in additional funding for pupil transportation, an 11% increase. An increase in funds for social worker grants by $5 million to help underserved districts who do not currently have a social worker. We also add an additional $2.5 million to the Boost grant funding to provide after-school and summer programming, bringing the total appropriation for this program to $15 million. And we provided $2 million for a summer nutrition program that will unlock significant federal matching funds. I mentioned early grades a moment ago, and know you've heard a little something this session about literacy. To help our kindergartners show up on pace, we're investing in some items for kids under 5. We provided $9.7 million to the Department of Early Care and Learning to support the expansion of the extended day program to the pre-K priority group, as well as $700,000 to add 25 classes to the rising pre-K program during the 2026-2027 school year. This budget fully supports HB 1193. We funded $60.8 million related to literacy in this budget. This is a massive down payment on a historic investment that will get our kindergarten to third graders reading on grade level, effectively moving them from learning to read to reading to learn. We're going to begin funding literacy coaches through the QBE program, just like teachers, counselors, and principals. Each elementary school will earn the base teacher salary to hire a coach and additional funds to pay for the level of education experience of the coach they hire. This budget includes $31.2 million in base salary funds to advance school systems the money they need to hire a coach. And the funds for the associated training and experience for the actual coaches hired will flow to these schools in the amended budget. In addition to the school level coaches, we also recognize $18.4 million for RESA-based literacy coaches, $2.7 million for vision and auditory screening equipment, and $5.5 million to design professional development for literacy coaches and elementary teachers. We're serious about solving this problem, and this budget puts our money where the legislation calls for it. I also want to touch on an item related to the state health benefit plan that you may have already been hearing about from your school systems. The governor recommended an increase in SHBP employer contribution for teachers and all additional school personnel by $143 per member per month. While the PMPM increase for teachers is largely funded by the state, the increase for non-cert school personnel is solely borne by local school systems, and this increase would hit them hard. State health benefit plan is currently in good financial shape and consistently producing reserves. Over the last 2 years, $590 million in SHBP funds were transferred to the OPEB fund. The House agrees that measured increases into the fund are needed to continue to address OPEB, but our budget recommends a smaller increase of $50 per month per member. This change will save both the state and locals money in this budget. We believe that this measured increase will maintain the health of the system. Moving on to higher education portion of the budget, we've included an add of $252 million to fully fund enrollment growth at the university system and technical college systems of Georgia. We've also provided $13 million in cash and $15.7 million in bonds to the Graduate Research Alliance to expand its membership to Kennesaw State University and Georgia Southern University and to continue meeting the growing research needs of its existing 8-member institutions. In the arena of public safety, the House provides the Department of Corrections with a total increase of $101 million over the agency's prior year budget. We've made great strides improving our correctional officer workforce, and this budget provides an increase of $34.9 million to continue the hiring trajectory to reduce the inmate to correctional officer ratio. This budget also provides an additional $70 million to the department to continue providing for the physical, mental, dental, and pharmaceutical needs of a growing prison population. This budget appropriates $12.7 million to establish pay parity between assistant district attorneys and assistant public defenders, both of which will have a starting salary of $78,000. We also appropriate $3.1 million to increase the annual salary of district attorneys and public defenders to $175,000. When it comes to health and human services, this budget includes approximately $45.3 million in additional state funds to increase reimbursement rates for providers treating patients on Medicaid across the state. We've also provided $18.2 million in new funding for graduate medical education. To address the health care access in rural Georgia, this budget provides $3 million for one-time grants for emergency preparedness in rural Georgia, $3 million for the rural hospital stabilization grants, and $2 million to develop and implement a solvency evaluation process for our rural hospitals. The House version of the budget doubles the governor's recommendation for now comp waivers, providing an additional $4.6 million to fund a total of 200 new waivers. We also provide $6.69 million to the Department of Human Services for memory care and treatment of home-delivered meals, respite, caregiver support, and other services for older adults and their families. This budget also includes an additional $27 million to annualize our amended FY26 investment into out-of-home care. We continue to invest in our transportation infrastructure, and this budget increases the capital construction program budget by $112.8 million and local maintenance and improvement grants by $13.6 million. The House provides an additional $10 million in airport aid to bring the base salary to nearly $40 million. This budget includes a bond package for the first time in a few years. It includes significant school safety equipment grants, investments in local libraries, traditional outlays for projects in K-12 and higher ed, and major repair and maintenance projects at state-owned facilities throughout the state. Thank you to the committee chairs, to the members, our House budget champions for their hard work on this budget. I believe the document before you will help maintain our status as the best state to live, work, and raise a family. And Mr. Chair, if there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
Do we have any questions? Yep. I don't even know how to make that go down there. Let's try that. There you go. Chairman doing it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the appropriate time.
It appears the time is appropriate. We have a motion. Is there a second? We have a second. All members in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Seems like the motion is unanimous.
Thank you all.
Thank you for your time, guys. Y'all have a great morning.